Hello, my name is Jing and I am delighted to share our work FabSound, Audio-Tactile and Affective Fabric Experiences through Media Haptics. This is a collaboration work between the Computer Science Department of University College London and the Ultraleap company. Auditory perception are well explored in the human-computer interaction field. For example, in games, it is explored how to use the audio with visual to enhance the immersiveness. More recently, researchers started to understand how auditory cues can influence our perception of food textures. However, most of the studies are focused on audio-visual perceptions. In the evaluation of surface roughness of fabrics, tactile perception is often highly influenced by auditory cues. This effect is often referred to as audio-tactile perception. Psychology researchers investigated into this audio-tactile perception by asking participants to rub their hands and play the rubbing sound simultaneously. By increasing the sound frequency, participants tend to feel smoother of their hand. These effects are known as the parchment skin illusion. So in this study, FabSound, we investigated how auditory cues can influence our touch perception of media haptic textures. Media haptics produces inaudible sound waves that can be felt on the human skin, creating tactile sensations that can recreate texture properties such as roughness. However, it is still unclear whether auditory cues presented along the media haptics can influence the perception of roughness. In this work, FabSound, we asked two research questions. Can media haptics be used to convey the fine detail of fabric textures? And can auditory cues alter the participants' tactile perception of media haptics fabric textures? To create the media haptics fabrics, we used 9 cotton textures, which were demonstrated to cover a wide range of textures in previous study. We captured this close-up image using digital microscope camera, then used the gradient of the power spectrum density function to compute the microscale roughness from the displacement map, then combine with displacement map values to calculate the macroscale roughness. After creating the digital textures, we evaluated with the users. We collected data of 37 participants, including 18 females and 19 males. We asked participants to compare between the physical fabric texture and the media haptic textures. Then we asked them to fill out questionnaires about how similar do they feel between the physical and digital fabrics, and how rough do they feel about the media haptic textures. The collected data was analyzed using multivariate ANOVA for each digital samples. Fabric background consistently exhibit the lowest similarity rating across different stimuli compared to other fabric samples, and there is no clear mapping between the media haptic texture and the other physical fabric textures. For the roughness rating, participants rate the digital voile and digital calico as the least rough textures. They perceive digital flannel rougher than the digital voile and digital calico. Moreover, all media haptic texture are perceived as smooth surface texture with very little variations. In Study 2, we investigated whether auditory cues could influence the tactile perception of media haptic texture. We combined 9 sounds with media haptic textures of digital velvet. The 9 sounds including the original recording of the rubbing sound of the velvet fabric. The rubbing sound frequency changed by plus and minus 12 decibel. The volume modulation by plus and minus 50%. And the pure sounds of 100 Hz, 450 Hz, and 900 Hz. We collect data of 18 participants, including 9 females and 9 males. We asked participants to rate the roughness of the tactile perception, and we asked them to rate their emotional response of valence and arousal. We interviewed them after each stimuli about their touch experiences and also emotional responses. Our results of questionnaires shows there was a trend-level evidence for higher valence in the decreased frequency of -12 dB of the rubbing sound, and a lower rating of arousal in fabric rubbing sounds compared to the Pulton sounds of 450 Hz and 900 Hz. We use thematic analysis to analyze our interview data, and our interview data shows a clear trend in the roughness perception, and participants tend to feel rougher when the Pulton sound of 450 Hz and 900 Hz was played. Participants also expressed calmness when the fabric rubbing sound was played to them, and interestingly to note, participants tend to feel warm when the 100 Hz sound was played, and there was a wide range of affective responses was observed during the interview. The results of our study indicate that, while MIDI haptics can be used to map textures, the current image-based algorithm has limitations. Participants tend to feel smoother for MIDI haptic textures, and we demonstrate that the tactile perception of digital fabric roughness can be modulated by auditory cues. There is evidence that audio-tactile experiences can be able to evoke temperature perceptions. And moreover, we demonstrate that by combining the auditory cues with MIDI haptic textures, we can convey a variety of affective responses. Our work provides new insights into audio-tactile experiences of digital fabrics. Now, with FabSound, we can design new multisensory digital fabric experiences, including visual, audio, and touch, to convey tactile experiences distinctly. Thank you for listening, and more details of our work can be found in our paper.